Now let's work on the socials part. So simply after the links, we can create a new component. Let's call this socials.js. We're using a lot of components, which is what you actually should do. And then let me go back right here. Let me import these styles and save that. Go back to the index and then call it socials like that. And then we have it right here. And then I can go back to socials and then let me remove that. This is going to be a class name. There's going to be styles.footer socials. And then inside this, we're going to have a section. And inside this section, we're going to have an h1 that's going to say stay connected. Also one thing, if you go back right here, you see this is not uppercase. So maybe we can go inside, I don't know which was right here. So let me select the bold tag and then text transform and then make it uppercase. Let me just see. Yeah, like that. So let me go back, sorry for that. Go back to socials. After here, we're gonna have an unordered list, and then we're gonna have a list item, and then simply just is gonna be an e tag. Okay, so an e tag that's gonna be with the target underscore blank, and here's gonna be the link of the social link for you. Okay, so this is underscore blank, so it opens in a new tab, and simply right here we're gonna have the icon that you can get from React icons before. So I have the name for you. I actually have the full copy right here. So and don't worry, I don't have a split screen or secondary screen. I'm very poor, so I'm just gonna copy this URL right here. You see this is the name of the icons from React icons, so I'm just gonna copy all of this in front of you, no shame. And then I'm gonna go back right here and just paste it here instead of that. And then also what I can do is just get the imports from here like that and add it on top. You're gonna get access to everything, so this is not necessary to write all of this. It's time wasting. So, and you see it, we have all the icons right here. And then going back to the sites, so after the links, I'm gonna go right here, and this is gonna be for socials. And then I'm gonna go simply to the section, then inside it to the unordered list, and then so right here we're just gonna have a margin top, which is gonna be 10 pixel, and then I'm gonna display flex, so we're gonna have them the same line item center. And then a gap, let me just see what's gap, so we're gonna have 1 rem. And then we're gonna go to the list item, and then the font size is gonna be 2 rem, so now they're gonna get bigger. And then so for the color is gonna be 666, okay, like that. I don't know, maybe 333. This is just a bit of preference, so let me make it like that, so like the other color that we have. And then also we want, when we hover, to change it to blue, so the color is gonna become blue color like that. So when I hover on it, it gets like that. So this is actually looking nice. Let me just zoom to the normal state. Okay, this is how I want it. This is how it's gonna look like in a smaller screen. Okay, so this is looking nice. Also, I want to change something. We can go like for this one, I'm going to change it to an h3. I don't like having it as an h1. And then go back right here and then go to this h3 in the size and change the font size to 12 pixels. Then the font weight to 700 and then the color to be 222 like that. It doesn't matter how many you have. So this is how it looks in normal state. If I zoomed in a bit, this is how it looks. So I prefer this. It's more to the final build that I have. And then we actually, after the socials, now we go back to the index. We need to work on the newsletter part where you have the inputs and you click to get the newsletter, which is a functionality that we will work on. So let's call this newsletter.js like that, and then RFC. Let me just go back right here, copy the size as usual. So import, and then for this size right here. And then this is going to be class name, which is going to be size.newsletter. And then also let me just see if we have a container. We don't. So simply we're going to have an h3, which is going to be sign up for our newsletter like that. So let me just go back right here and add it so we can see it. So newsletter like that, and then go back and let's continue. So right here, let's have a class name that is called flex. We should have actually, like when it comes to flex and column, maybe like if we go back to the, what is it, styles, and then in the base, we could have created just like a flex, class name, which is just simply display flex and then align item center and then like a gap of 5 pixel, something like that. And then you can add like centered or depending on class names, because I don't want to like create classes all the time. So Yeah, maybe I can just go right here and just go dot styles flex, because that's usable a lot. And then maybe I can have an input right here, which is going to be type text, and then let's see if there's a placeholder. Okay, we have, so the placeholder is going to be your email address, like that. And then after that, we're just going to have a button. So let me remind you which name we had for the button in the base, which called a button primary. Okay, so this is very useful, primary button. And let's call this button right here, so button and then dot. That's how you do that. And then let's get this. So inside this button just simply is going to be subscribe. Let me save, and you can see it right here. Don't worry, we're going to control that width, so it's not going to be a problem for us. So for the newsletter, let me see what else we have. So we have another tag, which is going to be a p tag, and you simply have some text. So by, okay, I'm not going to do that, it's just too much for me. Let me just go back to index right here, to newsletter. Okay, I'm gonna go and copy that. I'm sorry, I'm poor. So we get back right here. So let me just import the link. So simply the text that you have right there. By clicking to subscribe button, you are agreeing to our privacy and cookies policy, like that. So this is just simple text right here. And then I can go back to models, and then, so this was, let me just see the class name. So this was, okay, so this should be footer, then under underscore newsletter. And then I can go back right here after links, after socials, and then right here, newsletter. And then we can do our work right here. And before writing any CSS right here, if you go back to the base, we had this flex. Okay, we're gonna need that, so we're gonna leave it. But we're gonna go to the newsletter and we're gonna change this to footer flex. It's gonna be a bit different, so let's do that, because when we have a line item center, that limits the height of the button. So if you go, like, for example, and right here, and then flex, we can use display flex, and then we simply margin tab 10 pixel. Okay, let me refresh that, and you will see that they had the same height. They have the same height right now, which is something very important for us right here. And then simply I can select the input. Also for the button, maybe we can limit the width 200 pixels. I actually don't know. Let me just go back to the normal zoom in. Yeah, maybe 150, 170, 160. I'm just trying values at this point. So right here we're just gonna have flex one, so it's gonna take the default space available, as you see right now. This is what we want, and then simply we can start with the height, for example 40 pixel. And I forgot to go and change the outline to none. And then for the border we can have 1 pixel solid, and then 999, not like that, but this way. So that's it for it. Let me just see what else we have. So the font size is going to be 14 pixels, and then the padding left is going to be 10 pixels, like that. And if you can see it this way, and if we go to a smaller screen, which what actually we need to see it, is going to be something like that, which is actually very nice. So maybe we're going to work on the responsiveness later, so don't worry about it. But if you want to make the button a bit smaller, you go for it. Maybe it's not something that is hurtful, okay, like that. And then we can continue with the P right here, which is the paragraph. So I'm gonna go inside that, and then the margin top like 10 pixels, and then the font size 12 pixel, and then the color simply 666. And there we have it. And then we're gonna go to the E tag inside it, which is the link, which is our privacy and cookie policy. And then I'm gonna change the color to blue color. And then also text decoration, we're gonna have a line under it, so underline like this. And it's done. So we've worked on the socials and also the newsletter like that, and it's done. So we will continue work on the rest.